Unit 1 Exam Review, question number 18. Edward told his roommate Leo, "If you give me $20, Leo, then I will kiss a frog." Which of the following would show this conditional statement to be false? Over here on the right we have the interactive textbook, Unit 1, Lesson 3, and scroll down to the truth values of conditional statements. Again, we talked about this in a previous one. I prefer looking at it a little differently. I'm a visual learner, and so I'm going to go do something that's called a truth table. The truth table, as we went through in a previous question, we have the assumption, the conclusion, and the conditional. And I like to use the example of somebody being elected to office. If a person makes the claim, if I am elected to office, then taxes will decrease, then we evaluate whether the if-then part of the conditional statement is true overall. So we go through all of the options on combinations of the truth value. So let's say that this person was indeed elected to office. That's the assumption. She said, if I'm elected to office, then taxes will go down. So let's say she's elected to office and taxes did go down. Well, then the overall conditional statement is true because she was elected, taxes went down, she upheld her promise, and the statement was true. The next option is if she was elected but taxes did not go down, false, then we know she lied and her statement was false. She was elected, she didn't uphold her promise, and therefore it's false. The next one is if she is not elected to office, but taxes do go down, well, she wasn't elected to office, so we don't know what would have happened if they had gone down one way or another. So we have to assume that she still told the truth because she wasn't elected to office, so we can't say she didn't. The next one is if she is not elected to office and taxes didn't go down, we can't say that she didn't tell us the truth. So we're still going to say that she did tell us the truth because she couldn't uphold her promise because she wasn't elected to office. But we still have to assume, but if she had been, then maybe she would have. So we still end up saying it's true. I like seeing it written out like this as a visual learner, and it might help some of you. So the next one, we're looking for which of the following would show this conditional statement to be false. There's only one way to get a false conditional statement, and that's if the assumption is true, or the proposition at the beginning, and the conclusion was false. We didn't follow through on that promise. Then the entire conditional statement is false. So we're going to go and find one of those. Leo gives Edward $20. Okay, so that's the assumption. If you give me $20, that happened, so it's true, and that means it's going to be one of these. But Edward does not kiss the frog, so the conclusion was false. That tells me that the entire conditional statement is also false, and the only way to get a false conditional statement. Let's go ahead and work through the other ones, though, just for practice sake. Edward kisses a frog, so we have made the conclusion true. But Leo does not give him $20. So the conclusion is true, but the assumption that Leo gives him $20, that's false. So either way of those, both of them would make a true statement because he doesn't give him $20. The next one, Leo does not give Edward $20 and Edward does not kiss a frog. So the assumption was false and the conclusion was false, but because Leo didn't give him $20, we have to say it's true because Leo might have, or Edward might have kissed the frog if Leo had given him the money. So we can't say that it's false because he didn't give him the money. The next one, Leo gives Edward the $20 and Edward kisses the frog. So it's true and true. That means the entire statement is true, and we were looking for false. And the last one, the statement cannot be shown false. It is always true. That's not true of any conditional statement because all conditional statements have a truth value for the assumption and the conclusion, and the conditional statement can either be true or false. So this one is our answer, and we can move on to the next problem.